Hello, everyone. It's Adolphus Armstrong with Ujima Genealogy of Coastal Georgia. Hopefully you all are doing well. It's another What's Up Wednesday, and per my calendar, it is definitely February 23rd, which is a Wednesday. So let's see if we can go ahead and do some quick sharing. Hopefully you had an opportunity to look at Ujima Genealogy Black History Month program this past Sunday on February the 20th. We actually partnered with Coastal Genealogy of Coastal Georgia to do a Low Country DNA case study featuring our own beloved matriarch, Mary Dolly Moran. And it was a fantastic case study. Our front porch genealogist, Terry Ward, had the opportunity to highlight the tools that MyHeritage provides to really fine-tune your DNA research using DNA to actually further what you can do with your family trees and potentially break down some brick walls for you. And so the actual call to action from that presentation on Sunday was for us to go ahead and get more people tested into MyHeritage, and MyHeritage has partnered with us to identify 100 seniors that have ties to the Georgia Low Country, with a primary focus being Harris Neck, Sapelo, and Butler Island. And to that end, one of the things that we've noticed is that we have a significant amount of people with ties to Mackinac County that's tested with other testing sites, and those primarily being Ancestry.com and 23andMe. And so the call to action is to have individuals that have tested either with Ancestry or 23andMe to download their raw DNA from these testing sites and to upload them to MyHeritage. And the reason why we've selected MyHeritage is that MyHeritage is partnering with us to get our 100 seniors tested. And so in order to see exactly what the connections are with those seniors as a foundation, we need more people to actually upload to MyHeritage so we could literally start to build out that nice solid foundation that will help people see exactly what those connections are. And one of the things that we noticed is that there are a lot of people out there that have tested at Ancestry and aren't familiar with the process of downloading the raw DNA from one site and uploading it to another. And so what we wanted to do on this What's Up Wednesday is to literally show you and walk you through what that process looks like of actually downloading your raw DNA and then uploading it to MyHeritage. And keep in mind, this process of downloading from another test site, in this instance, it'll be Ancestry.com. The process of downloading and uploading it to MyHeritage is free. In a nutshell, effectively what you're going to be doing is downloading your raw DNA from Ancestry.com, going over to MyHeritage.com, registering there, effectively creating a free kit in terms of you actually registering. And then once you upload your raw DNA, that part of the process is absolutely free. And at that point in time, it literally helps to build the foundation of Low Country Georgia DNA that we're trying to establish over at MyHeritage. So I'll go ahead and start to share my screen so we can see exactly what this process looks like. So right now we're going to run over to MyHeritage. And again, this is, ultimately where you're going to be. But I'm going to go ahead and start over at Ancestry.com. And what you want to do, you want to go ahead and, log into your Ancestry account. And once you log in, you want to go to your DNA results summary. And again, you just go to your DNA. And for the most part, after you've gone through the process of looking at your ethnicity estimator, you probably want to, at that point, you're always going into your DNA matches. But for this particular process that we're trying to do, you want to go to that very first section where it has your DNA results summary. And from here, you notice over to the far right, it's going to have this little gear where it has your settings. So you want to take your mouse, click on settings, and then it's going to bring up the DNA settings for your test kit. Now, in terms of what you're hoping to do, it starts out with, it breaks it out into different sections. So you want to scroll down past the general information. You're going to go past privacy, and you want to get down to where it has test management. and you want to scroll down until you get to the section where it has actions. And from here, the action that we're interested in is download your DNA data. So from here, you just select download. And in order to initiate the process of downloading your DNA, you're going to have to put in your Ancestry password, and you want to click this button here that acknowledges that you understand once you download your raw DNA from Ancestry.com, you're taking responsibility for what happens with your DNA from that standpoint. So once you put your password in, click on the button, acknowledging that you understand what you're doing, and you want to go ahead and click the confirm button. And once you click the confirm button, at that point, Ancestry will start the process of getting your DNA aggregated up into a zip file. And what you want to do from here, you want to go over to the email account that you have associated with your Ancestry account. And I'm going to see if I can quickly get over to my Gmail account. And I've already done this. So at this point, you're going to get an email from Ancestry that says, Ancestry, type in the subject, your DNA data is ready. And once you come to this point where it says your DNA data is ready, the only thing you need to do is to click on the download DNA data. Then it brings you back to a window in Ancestry. And at this point, you'll notice that the DNA link says that it's expired. And the reason why it says it's expired is that I've already gone here and I've already clicked the button to download, but there is going to be a button here that says download your raw DNA. And once you click on that raw DNA, what's going to happen is that you notice down here, I have a zip file that's been populated here. And from this zip file, this is the raw DNA that Ancestry has put together, put into a zip file, and this is now sitting on my hard drive in my download folder. And typically, once you do any type of downloads, it's going to download it and drop it into your download folder. So if I click over and go to my Windows Explorer, and from here, I'm just going to click on this PC. And here's my download folder. And from here, you'll see that my DNA data that was downloaded on this Wednesday, February 23rd, this is the zip file that actually contains my raw DNA. So at this point, I know where it is. It's on my hard drive in my download folder. So from this point, now I want to go over to MyHeritage. And again, once you get over to MyHeritage, I've already logged in, but once you come to the MyHeritage site, you want to click on a register button and actually create an account for you. And primarily, effectively, what it's going to ask you to do is put in your email address and actually create a password. And at that point in time, it may actually send you a confirmation email to verify the account. But if it doesn't, you'll quickly be able to go ahead and create your MyHeritage account. And once you've actually created your MyHeritage account, the view is going to look like this. And from here, you want to go over to the right until you get to the DNA side of it, and then scroll down in here, and you want to click on upload DNA data. And then here, it gives you the start. So you want to go and start the process. And typically, it's asking whose DNA are you uploading, and typically it's going to be your DNA. And I'll just point out a couple of items here. If you happen to be testing or you may have actually tested a senior member of your family, and you're going through the process of uploading their DNA, here is where you can actually put their name, and you have to actually note if you've received permission to actually upload someone else's DNA. So at this point, since I'm making an attempt to upload mine, I will just go back and select mine, and I'll go ahead and hit next. And then at this point, you have to acknowledge that you've read and you've accepted MyHeritage terms and conditions and the privacy policy. Once you select that, you want to go ahead and click continue. And then the next section here is where you're literally acknowledging or giving MyHeritage the permission to process the DNA file that you are in the process of uploading. So you want to select here with the consent button, select continue, and you can, at this point, this is important in that you're confirming that the DNA data that you're uploading is for personal use and that you are not law enforcement, or this is not for any type of forensic investigation purpose. So you want to go ahead and click that one, acknowledging that that is in fact correct. And then at this point, it brings you to the section where it's talking about enabling DNA matches. And the whole point of uploading from Ancestry to MyHeritage so that you can actually find your matches. And so at this point, we're going to select yes here. And it brings us to the next screen. And here, we actually want to make sure that we select yes for sharing our ethnicity estimates and genetic groups. And we'll scroll down a little bit more. And we also want to hit select yes here for sharing our segment data. If you had a chance to look at Terry's presentation from this past Sunday, you will note how important the ethnicity estimate and then the ability to look at the shared DNA segments on each chromosome was in terms of making an attempt to break through that 1870 brick wall in terms of going back to some of our enslaved ancestors. So you want to make sure that you have a yes and a yes here, and you want to hit continue. Now here you have the option of participating in research if you wish. It's completely voluntary. The only thing that you have to note here is that yes, you've read the DNA informed consent, and then you can hit yes or no here. And I'm just going to quickly show you, I'm going to select no here. And at this point, it brings us to the next screen that has a nice recap of everything that you have done to this point in uploading your DNA to MyHeritage. So at this point, you have the recap. And I just wanted you to see, in terms of participating in research, if you accepted or decline, it's okay. It doesn't stop the upload process. So from here, you want to select upload. And here, this is where you want to navigate towards where on your computer your DNA file sits. So for me, we've already established that it's on my PC and it's sitting in my download folder. And here is that DNA file. So at this point, I can click the open button, but because of the fact that I already have my DNA uploaded to MyHeritage, for purposes of what we're trying to do, I'm going to hit open so you can see what's happening, and it starts the process of uploading the file. And it typically doesn't take too long before it comes to a point where the file has been uploaded. And typically it'll probably take 24 to 48 hours, but you will be receiving an email. And again, you notice that since I've already done this before and I already have it, it's giving me basically an error message saying, okay, the DNA file you're trying to upload has already been uploaded and assigned to you. But when you actually upload your raw DNA, you won't get this message because this will be a brand new upload for you. And effectively, we've just quickly walked through that process of downloading your raw DNA from Ancestry, going through the process of seeing if that raw DNA now resides on your hard drive, and then creating a new account in MyHeritage, going through the process of noting what you're actually accepting in terms of MyHeritage's terms and usage, agreeing to participate in the DNA matches, sharing your ethnicity estimate, and actually participating in the shared DNA segment data. And that's the bit where when you're actually, if you recall from Terry's presentation on Sunday, in terms of looking at those auto cluster reports, once you accept and agree to participate, that allows that particular process to happen. So at this point, we've literally walked through the entire process. And I'm really hoping that everyone takes the opportunity to go ahead and upload their DNA results to MyHeritage. And if you have any questions, if you look on your screen, you'll see the email addresses at the bottom for Terry Ward, the Front Porch Genealogist, at gmail.com. And also there's my email address, aarmstrong3649 at gmail.com. And if you happen to be watching this and you're looking at it at the beginning of March, one of the things that MyHeritage is doing is that they are offering you the ability to upload your DNA matches for free this week. But in addition to that, you have the ability to unlock the DNA features that Terry was showing during the presentation for free. So I'm hoping that everyone does take advantage, and keep in mind, this does expire on March the 8th. So you have a very, very short window. But again, as we've just demonstrated, the download and upload process is relatively quick. So I encourage everyone, please, please, please take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. All right. Thanks a lot. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.